business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Hi, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get him.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune into all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
In today's rapidly evolving energy landscape, compliance is more than just a checklist. It's the foundation of operational reliability, safety, and trust. And here in Indianapolis, we're honored to be at the heart of that mission. We collaborate with asset owners, operators, helping them stay ahead of NERC standards and grid demands. Our electrical engineering and compliance experts provide hands-on support tailored to your fleet. As expectations rise and regulations evolve, you deserve a partner who brings more than just expertise. You need commitment, clarity, and confidence.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort, fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Indiana SRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. Indiana SRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
A pleasant good evening from Fairland, Indiana, the home of the Triton Central Tigers and Mendenhall Stadium, trying to go 2-0. Their opponent tonight, the Huskies of Hamilton Heights. It's all coming to you live right here on Indiana SRN. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local hometown John Deere dealer since 1955 with 5 central Indiana locations. Reynolds meets all your equipment, parts, and service needs. Boilermakers Local 374, representing skilled workers across Indiana. Discover the Boilermaker advantage with Local 374. Burtner Electric, spark with confidence, your trusted electrical partner since 1986. Wheeler Mission, helping our neighbors in need since 1893, thanks to generous, caring individuals like you. The Morales Group, building better futures, one story at a time. Let us help you find your next opportunity. Lifewise Academy, they bring Bible education to public school students during school hours. Learn more at lifewise.org. And by Leona, the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages, safer job sites, and greater opportunity. Alongside Chris Schumerth, I'm Jarrett Lewis, and again, welcome to Fairland. The Tigers starting off the season 1-0, traditionally a very good football program, multiple sectional championships over the last couple of years, including one regional championship with their head coach Tim Abel, and now they come into this one trying to go 2-0 with a Hamilton Heights team that is kind of similar in nature, Chris, with the way they run the football, they can pass the football, tremendous athletes on both sides of the field. For Triton Central, their junior quarterback, Matthew Wilkins, last week, a really solid game, stepping in his first year, leading this Triton Central offense. Had to sit behind Sam Collier, who had a phenomenal season last year as a senior, 1,400 yards, 18 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. Wilkins looking to be pretty comfortable in this offense after 1 week. Now, they didn't score a lot of points, but still, he took care of the football and made good decisions, and overall, a win's a win after it's all said and done.
Yeah, and they avenged one of their losses. You know, they won 9 games last season, and out the gate, they avenged one of those losses from a year ago. This particular game, Hamilton Heights and Triton Central, this game went into overtime a year ago, so I certainly expect a good one. We've got a 3A versus a 2A here. We think there will be plenty of throwing tonight. This Hamilton Heights team in particular likes to fling the ball all over the place.
That line for Wilkins last week, 13 of 19, 140 yards. The last time these two teams met, you mentioned it last year in overtime, it was 17-14, a low-scoring, close game throughout. Could see the same thing here. As for their run game, a team that is balanced offensively, plenty of upperclassmen for Coach Abel this season. Braden Brown, an all-state talent as the senior this year. Last week, 19 carries, just shy of 100 yards on the ground. I think Coach Abel would like to give a lot of credit to that beefy offensive line that he has to be able to create these holes for guys like Braden Brown. This is a really good offense, like we said, talent-wise, for Triton Central.
Yeah, and if you are Wilkins in your first year as a full-time starter, it's great to have the weapon that you just mentioned, Brown at running back, but it's also great to have Zeke Robertson at wide receiver. So he's got talent at both positions, and so he doesn't need to do everything. He needs to be good enough. He needs to manage the football game. He needs to not lose the football game with turnovers.
Yeah, you mentioned Zeke Robertson, 7 catches last week, 71 yards, so a really good outing to start off this season for the senior wide receiver. Last week, Triton Central defeated Batesville on the road 11-10. They won it in the final minute on a 30-yard field goal from Nick Tormolin. So that's how they got the season started. The 1-0 Tigers taking on Hamilton Heights. And on the other side for the Huskies, their last game, really kind of a similar type of offensive attack, at least, with Drew Woodruff stepping in. He did see some time last year as a sophomore, but just completed 45% of his passes. Last game, did have a touchdown pass, threw 1 interception, went 14 of 20 in their loss against LaPel, 23-7. And it was really not being able to stop the run against the Bulldogs last week that hurt them. But kind of a similar setup to this game to junior quarterbacks who are coming in. Saw minimal playing time last week, but overall, on paper, it seems like a decent start at the quarterback play with Woodruff coming in as the junior, trying to get comfortable in this offense under head coach John Kirshner.
Yeah, and one of the differences for Hamilton Heights is at the skill position. they probably feel a little better in terms of how established their quarterback is, but who are going to be the guys who they platoon at running back and at wide receiver, and who are the guys that step up and show that they're the ones that will be counted on for the rest of the season.
Getting most of those touches for Hamilton Heights, Josh Getchell, a junior tailback, 13 carries, 27 yards, that's all. A.J. Flanagan also had a few touches, 6 carries for 14 yards. So overall, the running game not doing too much, but 5 guys had a reception. 4 of them had at least 3 last week in that game against LaPel. So the Huskies are trying to get in the win column to start this season. The Tigers, meanwhile, trying to go 2-0 and keep this streak of wins over Hamilton Heights going. It's the Huskies and the Tigers. We'll step aside. We'll come back and kickoff. Getting closer here on Indiana SRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of Indiana SRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on Indiana SRN. This means more games for you. It's Indiana SRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Welcome back to Triton Central High School. The captains heading out to midfield for the coin toss. We'll find out who gets the football first. Triton Central in their all green. Hamilton Heights, the visitors, white tops in orange pants. We briefly mentioned head coach John Kirshner of the Huskies, the son of Mike Kirshner, a 2-time state champion coach at Ben Davis back in 2014 and 2017. His son John, in his 8th year with the Huskies, an overall record of 37-38, perhaps could get to 500 after tonight. Hamilton Heights, they won the toss. They will defer to the second half. So we'll see the Tiger offense led by Matthew Wilkins and Braden Brown heading out there first. We talked about it off air earlier, how interesting this Triton Central schedule is, really for both teams, but for Triton Central, it's a 2A club playing a lot of bigger schools, 3A, 4A programs. They're bouncing things around. I think Coach Abel's probably thinking, a tough schedule with these bigger schools can really help them set them up for the postseason, and it's proven to work in their last couple of years under head coach Abel. Over the last 7 years, I believe they have 5 sectional championships.
Yes, last year they lost in the sectional final to LaPel. That was the first time, and that broke a 5-season streak of winning sectionals. So, yeah, I agree with you on the schedule. That's exactly what they're trying to do is be ready for that late season mark.
9-3 record for Triton Central last year. Since 2017, they have had 8 wins or more in each of those seasons. The Huskies, they were 4-7 last year, 0-1 right now. trying to pick up their first win. And they will kick things off to Triton Central. Keegan Cavanaugh, a senior, has it teed up at the 40. Beautiful night in Fairland. Plenty of sunshine and the shadows on the turf field. Kick is away towards the sideline. It's going to head out of bounds, so a penalty marker right off the get-go. Triton Central will have pretty good field position on their opening drive of this one.
Yeah, hard to say if that was an intended squib kick, but it certainly looked like it was. Just didn't go straight. Last week was doing a game where there was a lineman calling plays in the huddle. I'd never seen that before.
Everybody's got their thing. They break the huddle. They move the ball to the 34 is where they'll start this one. So it's Wilkins in the gun. Braden Brown on his right. He'll be hard to miss tonight with the pink shoes and the pink gloves. An early jump by Hamilton Heights. And 2 flags. We haven't even had a play yet. Oh, instead, they got Triton Central move in first.
And based on his expression, that may have been Henry Kemper, who was one of the receivers on the play.
Triton Central definitely trying to go with the hard count, pick up an easy 5 yards, but they will push things back to the 29. First and 15, no time run off the clock until now. It's a outside run for Brown. He's going to go nowhere, met immediately, and actually taken down for a 2-yard loss on the tackle. Will Duncan of Hamilton Heights, he was the first one there.
They try there to motion toward the short side of the field, try to get a blocking advantage, but obviously that did not work.
So that makes it 2nd and 17. Duncan right over the center, number 51. Wilkins will have the strong side more towards the left. The motion man is Devin Gerganis. Wilkins looking to pass over the middle of the field. It is caught initially, but off the hands. His intended target trying to connect with Connor McClure. So now a 3rd down and long situation for Triton Central on their opening drive.
McClure's listed at 6'2". You could see that it was a big body over the middle there. It's good throw by Wilkins to start the game.
Yeah, McClure 6'2". He's got the orange cleats and gloves on. Swing pass immediately out to Brown and just nowhere to go. So a good defensive stand, a couple of miscues to start for Triton Central. And what started as a drive at the 34 following the kick out of bounds, they are now positioned at the 24.
I believe that was Will Stefano for Hamilton Heights, who was fighting off a block but also had his head up and was able to end up in almost the exact same spot as Triton Central was trying to go.
This punt is away and going to be down at the 43-yard line.
That was dangerous. That could have been easily glanced off a body and been a fumble.
Here comes the Hamilton Heights offense, led by junior quarterback Drew Woodruff. We had his numbers in the pregame last week. 14 of 20 for 124. The 1 touchdown pass, their lone score in the loss to LaPel. Did throw an interception as well. This drive will start at the 44.
Woodruff's listed at 6'5". He's wiry.
Woodruff will take the shotgun snap, immediately looking right, deflected off of Brown, who's going to play both ways for Triton Central, but over the middle of the field with the reception for the Huskies.
It was a good read and coverage by Devin Gerganis for Triton Central. Just a half step late there from making a play on that ball.
That was Cyrus Mason on the catch. He's wearing 48 on his jersey. He's got 87 on his helmet. I'm guessing he's originally 87 and has to wear the different jersey tonight. The first run, not much doing for Getchell. Gets maybe one. So a third down and short situation upcoming.
Some of what we were talking about before the game started, how much offense can be generated from the skill positions that aren't the quarterback position for Hamilton Heights.
Woodruff will stay in the gun. Third down and 2. Mason, the motion man. They will follow him. The give to Getchell. Fighting for some extra yards. He's going to be close. He gets it to the 46. And it appears that is the line to gain. First down, the signal for the Huskies. This is a series that has actually, Hamilton Heights has won 6 of the 8 all-time meetings between Triton Central. The Tigers with the most recent. Here's a pitch to a new running back. A yard picked up for Flanagan. And he moves it to the 45 of Triton Central. He mentioned Brown is a two-way player for Triton Central, as is McClure. So a couple of guys playing both ways for Coach Abel's defense. Here's a 2nd and 9, 3 receivers to the left for Woodruff. He will look that way. A quick pass on the slant off the hands of Cam Fleming.
Hard to say exactly whose mistake that was. So it looked like Woodruff wanted him to kind of settle his route, more of a hitch, but it was more of a slant that got run. Or maybe the ball was just behind him.
Either way, it's third down and 9. 2 receivers to both sides now. Woodruff heading towards the sun, looking deep downfield. He had his man. Looking for a flag is Bechet. Nothing called, but a well-thrown ball, and I think he would be in the end zone.
Yeah, it's a missed opportunity, but you do see the arm strength there of Woodruff. Threw that one on the line.
So it's Cyrus Mason to punt. He had the catch from Woodruff a few plays ago. Hamilton Heights unable to do anything with their decent field position. This one rolling down the line and out of bounds at the, they'll say the 12-yard line. So a decent punt from Mason, and the second drive upcoming for Triton Central now.
Those bodies for Triton Central at the offensive line position. Impressive.
Yeah, Coach Abel spoke to him this week. He wanted to give credit. He said, first things first, I got to shout out the big uglies up front. Snap off the motion man. Wilkins has to pick it up, and he's immediately met deep in the backfield. Luckily, it's just a loss of 3, tackled by DiStefano.
And for as much success as this Triton Central team has had in the past few years, they have looked a little bit disheveled to start this football game.
So now another play behind the original line of scrimmage, 2nd and 13. Wilkins over the middle. Pass was behind his guy, and DiStefano, did he take it away? They say it was caught by Triton Central, and he was down. DiStefano thought he had a takeaway, and that would have put the Huskies in prime field position. But it's a pass complete right over the 20.
You see the athleticism there by Robertson because he had no business catching that ball, and it very much could have been an interception. He goes back and gets it while being mauled.
Yeah, good strong hands by Robertson. Wilkins, this time a give to Brown. Whole lot of traffic right there in the middle. Brown gets met with a wall at the 20.
Neither team finding much room on the ground early.
More success last week for Triton Central. The Tigers did not get to the line to gain, so it's another punt upcoming. Left-footed boot from Tormolin. And a fair catch signaled at the 47. So not even halfway through this first quarter, we've seen 4 punts. 2 by each side. Hamilton Heights will have their best field position here, starting in Triton Central territory at the 47. Mason in motion, the give up the middle, and again, just nowhere to go for Getchell. About half a yard. I got ahead of myself because this is just the second drive for Hamilton Heights. There's been 3 punts, but it's already felt like a punt fest, and now we're at the halfway mark of this first quarter. Second drive for Hamilton Heights, 2nd and 9.
I had that, but I wasn't going to correct you.
Two receivers to both sides. Wilkins, a long throw to the sideline, and unable to come up with it is Bechet.
It's a tough throw for any quarterback, that out route to the wide side of the field.
Woodruff will go to the sideline to get plays. He's also got an armband on his left forearm. Triton Central, they usually huddle up. They also have some armbands to work with. 3rd down and 9. 4-man rush. A clear rusher comes in, and Woodruff gets taken down. Brown will get credited with the sack, but the first man to get back there and get to him for the Tiger defense and force the 3 and out is Triton Latulipe. Loss of 7. Huskies will punt it from their own side of the field.
And both of these teams struggled to score points last week, to be fair. So not shocking that early in the game we're seeing the defenses have some success.
Brown nearly blocks that punt. He did affect it, though. Not a good one off the foot of Mason.
I think he did get a piece of it.
He may have. But there's our 4th punt of the game. This first quarter brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. They are a leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors throughout the state of Indiana. Nothing runs like a Deere. You can call them at 317-849-0810. Third offensive drive for Triton Central. Beginning at the 34. Brown tackled at the legs, and just the running game by both sides. Nowhere to go. Brown has yet to have a positive rush as he loses one that time. Tackled quickly by Sam Sigler. Sigler towards the top of your screen. A linebacker that's going to be peeking towards the wide receivers. He's going to drop. Wilkins flings it forward, making something out of nothing. The catch for Henry Kemper. Kemper gets it to the 41.
Just a little chest pass there from Wilkins.
Kemper's a junior, another tall guy. He's 6'1". We mentioned McClure at 6'2". Zeke Robertson working more of that slot position. The speedster at 5'9". Third down and 3. Wilkins looking to pass. 5-man rush. Forced to step up, and he's got some room. And that running ability close to the first down marker. They mark him just shy of the 45, but that appears to be just enough. If they give them the friendly spot, and they will. First down of the game for Triton Central. The first two drives were 3 and outs. Gerganis, the man in motion, and a big hit right off the hands of Gerganis, who we just mentioned, and immediately bet and driven right into the turf by a member of that Hamilton Heights defense.
It's Andre Chandler, that's who I had, senior, does some different things for them, plays some corner, also involved in the kick return game.
Chandler with a statement tackle. So a second down and 10 upcoming. The run game hasn't been working. Will they try to go to Brown here? They won't, but he will run a route out of the backfield, and a nice open field tackle made. Again, that's Chandler, limiting Brown to just the 2 yards.
And the question that I have about this Triton Central offense early in the game is, do they have the pass protection but also the arm strength to throw it downfield a little bit? That time they line up with trips to the left, and so you think, okay, they're going to do something down the field, and then they try to throw the underneath route from the backfield. But Hamilton Heights has shown that they've been ready for those types of plays so far.
2 terrific back-to-back plays by Chandler on this set of downs. Wilkins looking for another first, and he held it too long, and he's going to be sacked all the way back to the 34-yard line. They might give him a little bit more than that, as he was first met at the 40 by a free rusher who came in for the Huskies.
It's Will Duncan, senior, plays on both lines.
Landon Hickman also getting back there. Good pressure by Hamilton Heights to force yet another punt. High booming kick for Tormolen, and it will take a Tigers bounce and a roll and be stopped at the 27. So starting off, a little bit of more promise in that drive for Triton Central, but those two plays by Andre Chandler shutting things down, and then Will Duncan flying in to pick up the sack. This first quarter of play also brought to you by BD Insurance, a company which understands your industry and what's on the line for you. You can call Lance at 812-522-5640. BD Insurance. 1:38 on this first quarter clock. Hamilton Heights beginning things at the 27 with a give to a backup tailback in A.J. Flanagan. A nice 4-yard pickup on first down. Feeling the pressure. Nowhere to go with it. Woodruff gets sacked, and the ball may have came out. Tigers say they have it. A scrum for it at the bottom. It is Triton Central football. Woodruff, nowhere to go. Couldn't go left. Couldn't escape right. And we'll see who got to him and forced this fumble.
He might have had an escape had he moved, shuffled to the left. So there was a little more room that way. And obviously a play like this can really swing a game where both offenses are struggling to move the football. So it becomes a game of which team makes the fewest mistakes, and that's a huge mistake early in this game for Hamilton Heights.
Traven Dunbar got to Woodruff, and I believe Seth Richardson was the one who recovered the loose ball. And a timeout on the field called by Triton Central. We will step aside real quick. The Tigers have the football in good position, 44 seconds up on this first quarter clock.
Indiana SRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. Indiana SRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
The Tigers called the timeout. They're back out on the field after picking up the fumble recovery. Woodruff lost it on the sack. Here's that first play. Wilkins keeping his eyes downfield, and a nice small window, but able to fit it into McClure, who has his first catch, and he gets it out to the 16-yard line.
McClure also listed as a backup quarterback, but early in this game, he's been one of the better targets out there wearing green. And if you are Triton Central and you have anything tricky in your bag tonight, you could do a lot worse than this spot right here, because you've got to find a way to get points off of this kind of opportunity.
We will see if they'll get a playoff as 2 seconds. 1, and the first quarter coming to a close. But the Tigers will have it on the other side of the field at the 16, looking to strike first. Still at zeros on the scoreboard between Triton Central and Hamilton Heights. This is Indiana High School football on Indiana SRN.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Indiana SRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Second quarter about to get underway with this play. Triton Central trying to score off the turnover. They have things at the 16. Wilkins with the snap. 6 guys flying in. Wilkins able to break the pocket. Gets it inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. So a new set of downs upcoming for Triton Central. They'll have it first and goal at the 9.
Both quarterbacks have reason for this, but a little bit dancy back there in the pocket. Wilkins seems comfortable tucking it and trying to get some positive yardage, and he does there. But probably had a little bit more time than he thought he had to maybe get a throw off.
Yeah, the pressure was quick, and he picked the right place to go. Brown, haven't called his number in a minute, but he squirts through and into the end zone from 9 yards out. The first score of the game to Braden Brown of Triton Central.
You read his body language there and can almost intuit that what he was thinking was finally a little bit of a hole. There it is.
Going towards the right. Yeah, making a nice cut back towards the middle of the field. The Tigers strike first, and now Tormolin, who's had 3 punts already this evening, had the game-winning field goal. Put that through from 30 yards out in the final minute against Batesville. Good snap, good hold, and a good kick. It goes right through. Triton Central leads Hamilton Heights 7-0 on Indiana SRN.
At Riskwork, we're Team Indiana through and through, from coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at Indiana SRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business, your auto, your home, and your farm as much as you do. Local insurance, local agents, here for you. Now that's what we call teamwork.
The second quarter of football on Indiana SRN brought to you by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have been trusted partners for inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation. Ride with us. Call Piper Logistics at 317-396-1023. The scoring drive for Triton Central took them just 3 plays after forcing that fumble. That set them up in pretty good field position for the 9-yard touchdown run by the All-State running back Braden Brown. Now the kickoff, Hamilton Heights getting across the 20. On the return for them, Cam Fleming to about the 24. The second quarter also brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication across Indiana. Whether it's a new build, upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Local 374 to get the job done right the first time. All right, so Hamilton Heights looking to respond. It's been punt, punt, punt. No, just 2 punts, and then the fumble on their last drive. They'll begin with a handoff with Getchell. Just 1 yard to show for that time.
Both teams typically going with 3 down linemen.
Four linebackers spread out for Triton Central. Woodruff was looking in the direction of Brown. Instead, will go deep down the field, and a nice deflection by Braden Whitlow in the secondary. Woodruff trying to connect with Camden Richardson.
Doesn't work out, but I liked Woodruff's instinct. I liked his movement in the pocket. And that's some of what I meant even with Wilkins as well. Good movement in the pocket can make up for not all, but some pass rush problems.
And a pass towards that side where he was looking, that could have been a pick for Brown of Triton Central. So now it's 3rd and 9. They'll go to the air again. Woodruff will begin rolling out towards the sideline. Nice connection between him and Cam Fleming. Got it just past the 31. They needed the 33.
And that's another option for when you are struggling to protect your quarterback. Can we get him rolling out a little bit and move the pocket with him?
On 4th down and 1, they're going to go. They're going to put Cyrus Mason in the backfield next to Woodruff, and now they send Mason back, and the punt is a bad one. I don't know if Mason fell as he kicked it, but that did not go how the Huskies were hoping it would.
He might have moved into his own a player moved into him. I'm not sure. I want to see it again, but that's what I saw. And right when they shifted, I thought, okay, they're going to punt it.
We'll see it again, and yeah.
I think he kicked his up back.
May have got a piece of Woodruff. And I thought initially, boy, this is awfully dangerous, going for this on 4th and 1. You thought, okay, you're putting Mason in the backfield. Something different is upcoming. Maybe Mason has that running ability out of the backfield, but opting to punt it away to Triton Central. So on back-to-back possessions, they have starting field position that's fairly decent. And on the very first play here, a loss of 3 on the give to Brown.
The other thing that I thought they were going to do there is, can we try to draw them off sides? Make them do our work for us, and they didn't do that at all.
New tailback out there instead, Bo West. Wilkins will look to throw. Has to step up, shakes the first guy, and can only tuck it and run. May have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. It looks like he was pushed out just shy of it. So they lose 3. They get 2 of it back. Now the officials are having a discussion on that far sideline.
That was a penalty.
Going against the Tigers.
It's an interesting decision, too. They lost a yard.
Illegal block called on Triton Central. They will push him back. Instead, call it 2nd down from the 40. West gets another carry. Check that. That's Cooper Marlin. So Marlin is in. Brown getting a break after being out on defense. One of the two-way players that they have. So from 2nd and 22 to 3rd down and a little bit more manageable, but still a long way to go. So an interesting play call coming up here for Wilkins.
This is draw or screen time.
Wilkins over the middle and behind his guy trying to get Robertson. So you start the drive at the 44 of Hamilton Heights. And you're at the 44 now on your own side of the field.
He probably doesn't get it there anyway, but the advantage of those little drive routes is if you can get the ball to who you want to get the ball to. A lot of times they have a lot of space to run, and he did have space there, but Wilkins threw it behind him a little bit.
The 4th punt for Tormolen. It's a good one. Caught at the 13. Good special teams coverage by Triton Central as the return by Eubanks puts them out to the, looks like the 27-yard line. This broadcast also brought to you by Dynamark Graphics Group. True's Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years, Dynamark builds strong relationships through exceptional service. Call them at 317-328-2555. Woodruff will begin this drive with the give. The better run by either team so far tonight as A.J. Flanagan across the 40 to the 41 and a gain of 12.
Yeah, let's see him get the ball again. He looks good.
Twelve-yard pickup on first down. Actually more like 13. Flanagan again, similar play this time. Triton Central ready for it. Flanagan got rid of the first two guys, but then Gain tackled back to the 35. Oh, and now we got a skirmish. Punches thrown. Someone of Triton Central getting into it with a player of Hamilton Heights, and immediately 3 flags on the field. It looks like he's already been asked to leave. We'll see it again. Flanagan going backwards 5 yards. Look at the top right of your screen. Looked like Latulipe. Couldn't see who the Hamilton Heights player was that he went after, but not happy about something.
Or what triggered the response. On the play itself, it was Braden Brown who initially broke up the play, got into the backfield. He missed the tackle, but then he ends up making the tackle the second time around, again in the backfield. So good job by him staying with the play even after he doesn't get initially what he wants.
So the referees will sort this out. Because there was multiple flags thrown right as the action was happening after play ended, and then at least 1, maybe 2 more flags came in even after that. Personal foul on Hamilton Heights and on Triton Central. Tack on another one against Triton Central, and that player, as we saw, has been ejected.
Do we know what the number was of the player ejected?
So So this will move the football up for Hamilton Heights after the loss of 5.
You can find out, that would be nice. Okay. If you have anybody in the press box with you. You've got it.
The referee will mark it off. Here's the play again. Flanagan just nowhere to go. Someone gets caught up and then flying in, throwing a right. That's Triton Latulipe. And it looks like he got tangled up with Harley Stetnish of Hamilton Heights. Stetnish just trying to get clear of him. So after the personal foul penalty against Triton Central, it's 2nd and 2. No automatic first down. Flanagan will switch hips, and they'll put a man in motion. They'll fake the give to Flanagan, trying to set up a screen. The Tigers coming at Woodruff. Stays up on his feet and able to only lose the 2 yards. It could have been a lot worse. But the screen not there for Hamilton Heights, and now they're back into a 3rd and 4 situation.
Let me tell you why the screen wasn't there. It's because the running back got tangled up with a lineman and ended up on the ground.
Tiger defense trying to hold strong here, but Hamilton Heights just trying to get themselves into a scoring position. Woodruff steps up. Deep ball down the field. He has his man making the catch, shaking the tackler into the end zone. Hamilton Heights just like that. A chance to tie up the football game. Drew Duncan, the tight end, goes up and gets it. And picks up a couple yards after the catch for the score.
Great job of throwing it to his back shoulder. We saw a very similar play a couple series ago where Woodruff steps up in the pocket, just like he did there, and then threw it up for his big receiver. And that time, his guy wins the battle. And Woodruff paid for it a little bit there. That was a nice play by him.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, it's coming and going.
Keegan Cavanaugh will look to tie it up. His kick is up, and it is good. Hamilton Heights knots it back up. It's now 7-7 with a little over 7 minutes left to go in this second quarter on Indiana SRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Countdown 3, 2, 1.
It's a 53-yard touchdown reception for Drew Duncan. His first catch of the night. And you said it, Chris, throwing it to that back shoulder, throwing it to one of your taller receivers and giving him a chance to go get it, and the defender with just no shot. So now we're tied up at 7. The kick from Cavanaugh will also go out of bounds. So each team with a kick out of bounds. But the Tigers trying to pull themselves together offensively after the personal foul penalties called on their defense, and the Huskies showing some life offensively with a well-thrown ball by Woodruff connecting with Duncan.
Yeah, I'm sure the coaching staff is going to talk to this young man. Your emotions get involved in situations like that, but the swing of momentum there is so painful. You got a loss in the backfield of Hamilton Heights. Suddenly it's 2nd and 2, and then, obviously you get the big play and the game's tied.
Ball at the 35 for the Tigers. And before that, touchdown pass by Woodruff. He did have a 7-yard completion before that. But prior to that, 4 straight incompletions. So he's trying to start a little streak, build some momentum throwing the football. As for the Tigers, they'll begin things with a run for Brown. Stretch play towards the left, just shy of the 40, so a 4-yard pickup for Braden Brown.
We've called his name several times, but another good play by Andre Chandler. If he doesn't get off that block on the outside, there's a lot of room to run. And just got a hand in there, tripped up the ball carrier.
Yeah, it's there. Okay. Right now I have it.
They'll huddle before they get to the line. Quickly set as the play clock winds down. Wilkins, a quick hitter on the out route. That's Robertson. Pushed out of bounds, but not after picking up a Triton Central first down. He got it to the 48, excuse me. Second catch tonight for Robertson. Trying to follow up a 7-catch, 70-yard outing and last week's win against Batesville. A couple of guys moving, and they do catch it. That was Robertson, who was trying to get a head start.
Watching Cooper Kraft for Hamilton Heights, the safety, creeping up, kind of maybe in a strong safety position. But if I'm Triton Central and I'm seeing him do that, I'm gonna think about throwing one down the field on his side.
Fourth penalty tonight committed by Triton Central. They come out in the same formation. 1st and 15 this time. Corner blitz. Wilkins looks to that side late, and it's off the hands. He had his man open, and Kemper. That's where the cornerback came in on the blitz, and Wilkins didn't look to that side until about a second or two later.
Yeah, I think he was the last one to recognize it, which was odd because it almost jumped off sides from Hamilton Heights' perspective, and then Kemper cut off his route almost immediately. He was ready for it, but Wilkins didn't see him until the last minute.
That was Bechet who came from the top of your screen. Now the wide side of the field towards the left. Wilkins will look that way on 2nd and 15. Forced out. Looking back towards this right. The throw over the middle of the field deflected. A dangerous throw, even if it would have gotten through, I think. But a nice deflection by Hamilton Heights. Couldn't tell who got their hand on it, but it forces a 3rd and 15.
Yeah, I don't know about that decision by Wilkins. What I do like that he did, though, was once he needed to step up in the pocket, he didn't completely give up on the play. That's one of the things I've seen him do in this game early on is, like, as soon as he has to move, he's tucking the football and trying to get some yardage. And there's a time to do that, but there's also a time to step up and keep watching your receivers down the field.
Three receivers towards the left. A quick snap. Wilkins steps up, still keeping his eyes downfield, and has his man. Connects with Robertson. Down to the 24. Red gloves and red shoes. A nice pickup, the longest offensive play tonight for Triton Central.
Here it is again, and he does exactly what I wanted him to do, which is keep looking down the field once he steps up in the pocket and he finds his favorite target.
It's a 33-yard gain between Wilkins and Zeke Robertson. They're at the 24. They'll put it on the ground with Brown, and he won't get past the 24, tackled by the Huskies' Nathan Flanders. Also, Will Duncan, who we've called his name a couple of times.
Wilkins does move. His footwork in the pocket is good. He often moves in the right direction that buys him some space.
Tigers have to get set quickly as the play clock was winding down. Wilkins, dangerous pass, but caught by Robertson. It was a good break for Boucher, but just enough zip on it to get it to Zeke, and he has it down to the 21. So 3rd down and 7 upcoming for Triton Central.
There are a number of things that could have gone badly there. He threw that kind of sidearm across his body while he's getting tackled. He threw it behind the guy who was trying to tackle him. And then, of course, it was thrown in such a way that it could have been pretty easily picked off and gone for 6 in the other direction. But somehow, all those things go in the direction of Triton Central.
They get lined up for this 3rd down and 7. Hamilton Heights bring 6. Forces Wilkins out again. He floats one towards the back of the end zone. Caught with his knee down before he went out. They say yes. Touchdown catch for Braden Whitlow of the Tigers. And Triton Central has jumped back out in front.
Rolls to the left, buys some time. And just a perfect throw by Wilkins into that corner. I suspect that he got some help from the coaching staff before the last drive or two, because I think they've noticed that they have some things down the field, and he's staying with plays longer all of a sudden.
Extra point is good. 14-17. Triton Central back out on top.
A great lawn starts with the right equipment. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we're here to help you make mowing easier and more enjoyable. From zero turns to lawn tractors, John Deere mowers give you the power, precision, and comfort to get the job done right. Plus, with expert service and support from Reynolds, you can spend less time worrying about your mower and more time enjoying the results. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Definitely the best offensive drive of the night so far for Triton Central. They go 8 plays, 65 yards, set up by that 33-yard pass from Matthew Wilkins to Zeke Robertson. And then Wilkins, yet again, Chris, extending the play and keeping his eyes downfield. He put it in a good spot for Braden Whitlow to haul it in from 21 yards out and give the Tigers another touchdown lead. A deep kick this time. It will go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
It's probably Wilkins' most difficult throw he's been asked to make tonight, and man, did he put it on the money.
Good kick by Tormolin. As the Huskies will have their worst field position beginning at their own 20. They'll have 4 minutes and the 1 second to see if they can tie this thing up again. Late substitutions for the Tigers, or a man running on late. Woodruff, the snap, the give, straight up the middle goes Getchell. That's Getchell's best run so far. He picks up about 3. But before that, just runs of 1, 2, 0, and 1. No need to be in too much of a hurry. You still have your 3 timeouts and 3:30 to play. We saw what Woodruff could do on that last drive, connecting with Duncan, who's in the slot to the right. Woodruff looks the other way. A nice slant across the middle of the field. Catch, and he's off and running. Across midfield, Cam Fleming finally brought down at the Triton Central 44-yard line. Huge pickup there. We just talked about it. Woodruff finding his man, the speedster Fleming.
There's the slant route, and he just breaks through those first 2 arm tackles. He's got all kind of room.
33-yard pickup puts Woodruff at the 100-yard mark. And Hamilton Heights, just like that, in Triton Central territory. Woodruff looking to pass again. Was looking right, now comes back left, and may have skipped that one, trying to go back to Fleming.
Yeah, and I think he did that intentionally. At that point, that might have been his best option.
Still have a pretty open playbook. Can do what you want here with your 3 timeouts and the 2:54.
This is one of those situations where it's like, is it possible to score too early or not?
Anything can happen. We shall see 3 receivers up top. They'll swing it out. Out of the backfield goes Getchell. Not much doing. The clock will continue to wind. Just the 1-yard pickup.
You do that to the short side of the field, hoping you can get that sealed off on the outside, and then you get out of bounds, but just didn't develop fully.
Pickup of 2, rather. So 3rd down and 8. Where will Woodruff go here? Drops the football on the snap, so don't even get a playoff, not even a look. Woodruff goes backwards for 3 yards. And nothing to do here but send out the punt team and try to pin Triton Central deep. The Tigers will use one of their timeouts and stop the clock at 2:16.
Egg on avocado toast.
Ew. Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh Maine lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine. Your waffles, m'lady.
It matters where you stay. Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Oh, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Triton Central used the timeout. We're back to see the punt from Hamilton Heights. It's a good one. Inside the 20. Stopped at the 18. So a little over a 2-minute drill upcoming for Triton Central. Maybe they have a few tricks in their bag that they can pull out. Try to make this a 2-score lead before the half. Wilkins has Brown on his left side to start. Man coverage in the secondary will be a give to Brown to start things off. Moving towards his right, trying to hold on to the football. Gain tackled after just a 2-yard pickup. We do have a penalty marker down as well. Block in the back called on the Tigers. So now things really get interesting. You put yourself half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, now if you're Triton Central, I think you want to be pretty careful here. But if you're Hamilton Heights, maybe now you use those timeouts.
Yeah, you still got them. A quick stop here. Burn one immediately. See what the offense opts to do. Brown will now be directly behind Wilkins. First time we've seen them in this pistol look. A pitch to him. Can't make the open field tackle, but here comes a swarm of Huskies who will knock him out close to being a late hit out of bounds. Brown was able to get the edge, stepping out at the 13.
Yeah, the Triton Central coaching staff and stands wanted a penalty there. I think I see why they reacted so strongly. Did seem like the play was pretty well over. The ball carrier out of bounds when that final blow was delivered.
Hamilton Heights dodging 2 bullets there, too, because you don't get called for a close, borderline late hit. Also, Triton Central gave you a free timeout as Brown stepped out of bounds. 2nd and 16. A pitch on the jet motion to Robertson. He's across the 20 to the 22. Quick play by Zeke Robertson. And Hamilton Heights does use one of their 3 timeouts. So the clock will stop at 1:28. We'll keep things right here as a 3rd down and about 4 upcoming for the Huskies. The rest of this second quarter of play brought to you by Risk Work. We make people feel safe. We protect your business. You live safe. We've got you covered. Call Risk Work at 317-379-6755. Also, Laborers International Union of North America. We're the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages and benefits, safer job sites, and greater opportunities.
I like the second down play call there by Triton Central. They get that tricky little jet sweep action. But if something goes wrong there, it's likely an incomplete pass, even though it was just a little tap by the quarterback.
Yeah, the block in the back penalty had them at 1st and 19. Bits and pieces here, 3rd and 7, so much more manageable. If you're Hamilton Heights, you want the stop here, and another timeout will be called. Triton Central will have 3 guys to the short side of the field. Wilkins looking that way, but won't get a pass off. He fumbles the football. Triton Central does fall on it. Nearly picking it up was DeStefano, but it was Brown who had to act quickly and prevent a disastrous end to this drive.
And there are plays in a football game, like in any athletic contest, that get overlooked and forgotten about, and we should put a pin in that one right there because that was a huge, huge play to fall on that football.
The Huskies do take their second timeout, so it will be a minute 19 when the Tigers punt this football out of their own end zone. So, good field position upcoming yet again for Hamilton Heights. They've had a couple of drives like that. They had one drive, their very first one of the game, starting at their own 44, then the Triton Central 47, but both those possessions ended in punts.
And if you got anything in the return game, this would be an interesting time to use something in your bag of tricks.
Fifth punt of the game coming here for Tormolen. He'll stand at the goal line. A good snap and a rush by Hamilton Heights. Looks like they called a fair catch. There's two guys there standing for the Huskies, and they could have picked up a couple more yards.
A lot of room
between Chandler and Tilton. But I guess someone waved for the fair catch signal. Still not a bad spot to start at the 48 of Triton Central.
And I think what may have happened is they were trying to talk to each other. And just sort of out of habit, as you're calling it from your teammate, the hand lifts, because it didn't look like he was expecting the play to get blown dead.
So here we go. Now it's the Huskies with the shot. 114. It'll be the 48-yard line as Woodruff, three-step drop, pass over the middle, and looking for a flag was Bechet. Bechet without a catch so far tonight. That's twice now I think he's thought he got held or there was pass interference, but nothing called.
And he wasn't behind the defense there, which is curious, because if you're Triton Central, you know, some of what you're being tasked to do is just keep everything in front of you. But if that's a good throw and the catch is executed, that's a touchdown.
Penalty before the snap. Or just a sideline warning called on Hamilton Heights. You saw the referee on the far side calling for the Huskies bench to stay back, and they will. 1:09 to go in this first half. Woodruff steps up. Intercepted. Or was it? No indication yet. Robertson thinks he has it, but they say no. Robertson laying out for that one. Could have been a spectacular play.
And here's the replay. The ball did move. The question is whether it hit the ground. So steps up in the pocket.
You saw a little juggle there with the left hand coming off as he went to the ground. Nearly a terrific play by Zeke Robertson. It's the second straight incompletion with only a couple of seconds coming off the clock, so a third down here. Depending on how this one goes, but there won't be a play yet because of the false start. But depending on how this third down play could go, could we see 4-down territory for the Huskies?
Especially now with the penalty, so 3rd and 15. I don't know that I'm taking my shot right here. I'm trying to pick up 8, 9, 10 yards to put us in position to have another play.
Two receivers to both sides. Just 3 men on the rush for Triton Central. Towards the sideline. It is a catch for Bechet. Clock will wind as he got it down to the 46.
And that little play accomplishes a lot, gets you on the other side of the 50, so you're more comfortable going for it here.
Woodruff not in a hurry as the clock's now at 30 seconds.
You're playing both games here. If we don't get it, we don't want you to have much time with it.
And maybe they'll take a timeout here. That will be the case. Coach Kirshner burning the last one with 19.7. It looks like the punting unit's coming out.
That would surprise me. Did all that work.
Yeah, and coming out initially, I think you're right. I think you got down there. Go for it. If you don't get it, Triton Central still would have to go 50-plus yards.
In 20 seconds.
In less than 20 seconds.
And, you know, the second quarter has been, we've seen more ball movement in the second quarter, and obviously we got some points. But this has still been a defensive game for the most part. Yeah, this is really surprising.
They are going to punt it. Mason. Unless there's some trickery, Triton Central, you would think, would be ready for it. Mason will send it away. Caught by Robertson at the 15. Gets a block, trying to get the edge. Taken down at the 29. So interesting sequence there for Hamilton Heights, taking the safe route. And looking to go into the halftime locker room just down one score. We do have a penalty down, too.
Based on some of those blocks, that did look like a directional return. They were trying to get a return right.
The initial indication is a hold against Hamilton Heights. Still fourth down, so they do take the penalty. We'll push this punt back. But also that time already burned off.
And now, if you have a punt block in your arsenal tonight.
Robertson trying to get his right shoe back on. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. Do you bring the house, bring some extra pressure if you're Triton Central trying to get back to Mason, who will look to get this one away quickly and also get some air on it so it burns the final 7.9.
And it does look like they're going to come after it.
Mason gets it away. Nice high punt towards the sidelines. Out of bounds around the 25-yard line. They'll mark it out maybe farther than that.
It's a great situational punt. Gets it out of bounds with distance.
And they do mark it at the 26-yard line. So Triton Central will have one more play here. Or they may just kneel it out. That looks to be the case. Wilkins will take a snap, and that'll do it for the first half of action. Triton Central, 14. Hamilton Heights, 7. We'll step aside. We'll come back. We'll give you some numbers from that first half of play. The Tigers are trying to go 2-0, and the Hamilton Heights Huskies looking for their first win of the season right here on Indiana SRN.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort, fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
In Fairland, Indiana tonight on Indiana SRN, the Triton Central Tigers hosting Hamilton Heights and leading at the half 14-7. We'll go over some numbers and then check out some other scores from across the state, including the games that we have on the network for you tonight. This is one of 3 on Indiana SRN. For Triton Central, they've had 5 punts. Every other possession has been a touchdown, including a 9-yard run for Braden Brown in the second quarter. That got the scoring going. It was 0-0 after 1. And then a 21-yard touchdown reception made by Braden Whitlow middle through that second quarter. The numbers for Matthew Wilkins, the quarterback, he's 10 of 15 for 98 yards. Braden Brown and the rest of the running game really non-existent. 7 carries for him after he had 19 last week for nearly 100 yards rushing. Tonight, just 16 to show for. Wilkins has been forced out of the pocket a couple of times, sacked once or twice. He's lost 4 yards. Bo West also a negative run, and Cooper Marlin with his 1 touch has 5 yards. Zeke Robertson, though, really a spotlight, I think, in that receiver core with his 5 catches for 64 yards. No one else has more than 1 catch except for Braden Brown out of the backfield with his 2. Zeke Robertson really showing as a senior, I think, being a lead guy, a go-to guy. If you're Matthew Wilkins, through his first 2 games this season, already 12 catches, Chris.
Yeah, and you saw in that second quarter both teams trying to open up their offense a little bit, trying to get the ball downfield. Both teams had, kind of one big pass play. I suspect that the team that is able to find that a little bit in the second half is going to win this football game.
Elsewhere, 1 catch apiece for Henry Kemper, Connor McClure, and Braden Whitlow, who we mentioned had the touchdown catch. As for Hamilton Heights, Drew Woodruff has had a couple of streaks of consecutive incomplete passes, not having a hard time trying to find guys on their routes, but so far he's 6 of 13 for 109. Did have that big hookup, the best play of the game, with the tight end Drew Duncan. His lone catch went for 53 yards. Caught it at around the 20. The defender falls. He stays on his feet and takes it all the way in for the score. But they also, with 5 punts tonight and the fumble that proved to be costly as well. That's their lone turnover back in that first quarter. But Woodruff, a little over 100 yards passing. The running game, much like Triton Central, really no one able to pull through. Josh Getchell, their leading rusher, coming in. 5 carries for 7 yards. A.J. Flanagan has 4 carries for 13 yards, and Woodruff has been sacked a couple of times. But we haven't given enough credit, I don't think, to this defense for forcing their opponents to try to throw the football, because running the football has not been working.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, the turnover. That is the difference in this game right now. So Triton Central forces that fumble. And neither team was moving the ball at that stage in the game. It was 0-0. So that might be the other key for me in this second half, is who can find some receivers down the field, but also which defense can force another turnover or two.
The guys who have the catches for Hamilton Heights, Cam Fleming has 2 for 40 yards. Drew Duncan, the one that goes for 53, and then a catch apiece for Cyrus Mason, Josh Getchell, and Nick Bechet. Andre Chandler, we have not called his name on the offensive side. He had 3 catches last week in their loss to Lapel. But defensively, we've called his name a couple of times, taking guys down in the backfield. Each team has a couple of sacks, but Andre Chandler and that Hamilton Heights defense really has been, fairly looks fairly good. But I think the playmaking ability of a guy like Matthew Wilkins has kind of made things difficult at times for this defense. The way he's able to step out of the pocket, still read a defense and keep his eyes downfield to try to extend a play. And in that one instance, able to do so with that touchdown throw to Whitlow in that second quarter.
Yeah, and he really grew in confidence, I thought, in this first half. Early on, he was tucking the ball and running a little bit too early. And then in that second quarter, he was much more patient, and it really paid dividends for the whole offense.
We'll take another break. We'll come back. We'll give you some scores from Indiana SRN games and also look at some other notable games that are happening across the state of Indiana tonight. It's 14-7. Triton Central leads Hamilton Heights. Halftime from Triton Central High School.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on Indiana SRN. This means more games for you. It's Indiana SRN, where you always have a front row seat.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving. When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get 'em.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the...
This is Lifewise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
Welcome back to Mendenhall Field and Triton Central High School. The Tigers leading the Huskies of Hamilton Heights 14-7. It is halftime. It's almost, actually, they're in the second half now. Mount Vernon and Franklin. That's one of our other 3 games on Indiana SRN tonight. Franklin leads that one 7-0 with Mount Vernon driving. They struggled offensively last week, losing to Noblesville 21-6. And trying to score for the first time in this one tonight against the Grizzly Cubs. But right now trailing 7-0. That game in the middle of the third quarter. Also on Indiana SRN tonight, Heritage Christian and Cecina. The Eagles and the Crusaders, 2 teams fairly familiar with each other. Historically, 2 teams that are pretty good as Mount Vernon has just scored, and they will try to knot that one up at 7 apiece. The game at Roncalli between Heritage Christian and Cecina. The Crusaders on top 30-22. So a high-scoring affair there at the half between Heritage Christian and Cecina. North Decatur and Eastern Hancock are in action, 28-15. That game in the third quarter, the Chargers leading the Royals. Other notable games, a few close by and a few with a lot of eyes. Brownsburg on top of the Cathedral, both teams undefeated so far. It's 22-0 at the half. Brownsburg right now handling the Irish. Carmel on top of Westfield 17-3. That game also at halftime. Elsewhere down the line, trying to find some other notable scores. Linton Stockton 14-6 over Monrovia, two historically good football programs there. New Palestine, the defending state champions, 21-6 is their lead against Decatur Central, another team that has made deep runs in the playoffs before. LaPel 42-0 on top of Frankton, also at the half. Crown Point leads Pike 14-0. Indian Creek right now beating Greenwood 15-10. Batesville 14-7 against Milan. And Cascade and Danville going at it tonight. That's a good one, 21-17 at the half. Our score is 14-7. We'll take one more break, and we'll be back. They'll put a couple more minutes up on the clock as teams start to come out and get ready for the second half. A 7-point lead for the Tigers, trying to move to 2-0.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board.
It is halftime here at Triton Central High School. The Tigers on top of Hamilton Heights 14-7. The second half just a few minutes away. Jarrett Lewis along with Chris Schumerth. Chris, other things that stood out to you in that first half, I guess for Hamilton Heights, not being able to really establish much in the passing game other than that connection that they had with Drew Duncan. It was a well-thrown ball for Woodruff. I think if he has more time, we've seen him scrambling a lot too, just like Wilkins has for Triton Central's side. But if he has more time, he could throw a pretty good ball.
Yeah, and you mentioned the passing game. I would back up and let's talk about the running game because there isn't much of one. Now, both teams have struggled to run the football, but from Hamilton Heights' side especially, I think they have to have something else in their offensive scheme than just throwing the ball on every down.
5 punts for Hamilton Heights. They did have the one turnover, the fumble that set up Triton Central in pretty good field position, and the 53-yard touchdown catch by Drew Duncan. Cam Fleming has had some moments. He has 2 catches for 40 yards. Last week had a pretty good game against LaPel. 5 catches, 63 yards, and a touchdown score, the lone touchdown score that the Huskies had against LaPel. They gave up 209 yards on the ground. the Huskies did to lapel. But so far tonight, the defense stepping up in that regard, limiting Triton Central to just about 20. Neither team, like you said, really able to run the football, and that might be something to watch out for. Whoever establishes the run game first, if Hamilton Heights can, and tie this thing up, that could really be a game changer the rest of the way out.
Yeah, definitely something that I would be talking about in the locker room, no matter which team it is at this stage after that first half. Triton Central did have that big hole for the early touchdown, the first score of the game. But other than that, they didn't have much room either. So, yeah, we're seeing a lot of dropbacks and a lot of pressure from defensive lines, and then it's just a matter of the quarterback. Is he going to move well enough to either pick up some running yardage or to find someone down the field?
Josh Getchell and A.J. Flanagan, the two leading runners for Hamilton Heights, trying to replace, fill some shoes left by the two leading rushers that Hamilton Heights had last year, who are now both gone, as well as their two top receivers. So a lot of their offense they're trying to replace. Triton Central, Matthew Wilkins, I think, has looked pretty good. We had his numbers earlier, not too long ago. 10 of 15, 98 yards, taking care of the football. But his ability to, move things out of the pocket and still keep his eyes downfield. He's got plenty of targets. He's got some taller guys who we were looking at them earlier, and Wilkins was too. And Connor McClure, Henry Kemper, both guys that are 6'1" or taller. But Zeke Robertson and his 5 catches, he plays that slot position. He's a tough guy to keep your eye on in the secondary.
And that's what I meant when I said in the second quarter I think Wilkins was getting some coaching from the sideline, because I think probably even in the first quarter they had guys open down the field, but they just didn't have enough time to get it to him, or Wilkins was giving up on the play too early. And then that second quarter, things really shifted. Obviously, if you're Hamilton Heights right here, you're only down a touchdown, as poorly as that first half went in some senses, and they still get the ball first here, and they could go down and tie this game to start the second half, and that would really shift the momentum out the gate.
A nice opening drive here could really give Hamilton Heights some more momentum and a lot more confidence as the second half is about underway. Nick Tormolin will tee things up, kick things off to the Huskies, who will be moving from right to left. Head coach John Kirshner, I believe his dad may be on that sideline. I thought I saw someone that looked like the state champion head coach of Mike Kirshner in the huddle during that first half.
What better does he have to do tonight than make sure his son's team is...
Sometimes you can take the man out of football, or take the football out of the man, or vice versa, whatever it may be. But it's going to be hard to take a Kirshner off the sidelines, I think. Tormolin's kick back towards the 5. A couple of nice shifty moves. Into the 25-yard line goes Chandler. And that's where Hamilton Heights will set up shop on their opening drive of this second half. Last year, the Huskies 4-7. They started the season 0-4. Before that, an 11-1 campaign. The lone loss to begin the season, and this very first play going nowhere with Flanagan.
We didn't see a lot of Flanagan in that first half, but he did have their best run in the first half, that 12-yard gain. So interesting that he takes the first snap in the second half.
We'll see where Getchell comes out if he does with this offense. 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Woodruff looking to throw, going that way, and overshoots his man. Coming in on the route was Fleming, but he overshot him by a full head length.
I wonder if Woodruff prefers to be on the move a little bit. You haven't seen him do a lot of straight dropbacks and try to find someone like that.
Here's Woodruff on this 3rd and 10. A late blitz over the middle. Not going to get there to Mason, and Mason is still down on the turf, hurt. Good defense there as Robertson was on the coverage. Gerganis also in the area.
Woodruff doing a nice job there of giving his team a chance. Didn't work out, but that could have easily been a catch and a first down.
Looks like Cyrus Mason's still down on the turf. We'll step aside before this punt upcoming for Hamilton Heights.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
So Cyrus Mason able to make his way to the sideline. Appears to be okay for the most part, as that means a new punter, Cooper Kraft, will be back there, as Mason already had 5 punts tonight. This is a good one from Kraft. Pushes Robertson back to the 43-yard line on the fair catch.
And he did a nice job of going back and getting that, because that was the kind of punt that if that goes over his head, it's probably bouncing a long way for Hamilton Heights.
Pretty good field position to start towards midfield. Here comes Wilkins and the rest of the offense. We'll get some of the starting 5 up front for Trent Central. Right after this play, 2 receivers near side trying to create a hole for Brown, which they do. A 5-yard pickup for Braden Brown on 1st and 10. Seth Richardson, Wyatt Viles. Kellen Dishman over on that left side. The right side includes Braden Lathrop, and Gavin Matthews. Second down, another give to Brown. Not much here, but he lowers his head, gets across the 50. It could have been maybe a loss of 1, but instead picks up about 2.
We talked about establishing the running game, and interesting that Triton Central goes to the ground for their first 2 plays. That first play looked a lot like the play they scored on in the first half. And now they are in 3rd down and manageable here, which is what you want with the clock rolling.
3rd and 2. Could we see Brown here again? We will. Hamilton Heights bringing the heat and pushing them back for a loss. Brown taken down right at the 50. A perfectly timed blitz for the Huskies. Puts Triton Central in a 4th down situation.
Really interesting decision here. In a lot of modern football, I feel like this would be definitely a situation where you go for it. But in this game where the offenses have struggled as much as they have, I think I like the punter on the field.
Each team has had to punt 5 times at least. A good one here for Tormolin. Fair catch called by Chandler at the 16. This second half is brought to you by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect for game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the courts. Do your part, practice good sportsmanship. No officials means no game. And by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent. Call him today at 317-894-7000 for coverage tomorrow. Huskies missing a player. Looks like they still have some time on this play clock, though they rush to the line. Tight formation, so the Tigers will pack the box. Going left, right off the tackle. Good tackle made by Robertson, as it was Getchell who's back out there.
Came flying in there to make that tackle.
Getchell and Flanagan combined have 11 carries for just 23 yards. We'll see if maybe Heights can establish the run a little bit better than they did in the first half. They'll move Woodruff out, and a catch over the defender. It looked like Cooper Marlin had a decent beat on it, but he couldn't get to it. And in a small pocket, Bechet has his second catch of the night.
And again, I think I see Woodruff just being a little bit more comfortable there when you get him out of the pocket. Still a risky throw.
Big pickup there on 2nd down, a new set of downs. Woodruff forced to step up. And it looks like he gets it just back to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Looked like he wanted a quick out there. It wasn't available to him. And then as soon as his first, maybe second read doesn't work out, he's looking the opposite direction to try to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Wide side of the field towards the left. 3 receivers set up over there. Woodruff taking a peek. 3-step drop. Deep ball down the middle of the field. Overshoots everybody into double coverage. Trying to find Andre Chandler. So now here's 3rd down. Hamilton Heights not too good on 3rd down tonight. Again, they bunch 3 receivers up to Woodruff's left. A deep drop setting up the screen. They get it into Flanagan. Flanagan down the far sideline, has some blockers across midfield, and a big pickup on that 3rd down and long. We've seen them try to set up the screen once or twice before in that first half. Finally, they see it work out.
Yeah, and interesting schematically, they fake the bubble screen to the left side, and then they find some room on the screen on the right side.
Pickup of 20. As they say Flanagan stepped out at the 45. On this first down play, not much of a rush. Woodruff has a clean pocket and delivers. A strike. Cam Fleming, his third catch, down to the 27-yard line, an 18-yard gain.
It's one of Woodruff's better throws tonight.
There's Woodruff with a clean pocket. You said maybe get him out in some space because he's either felt the pressure or the throws haven't been too clean. But here of late, Woodruff looking sharp, stepping up again. This time he thought about running it, but tried to dish it out to Getchell out of the backfield, getting close to throwing it over that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I thought he was, but no flag. Certainly a last-minute decision.
Getchell now directly behind Woodruff, who's in the pistol. It's a give to him. A hole there, but it's clogged up. Nice tackle by Triton Central's Ty Bergman. Limits Getchell to just the 1 yard. Here's another third down and long situation. Low snap, Woodruff picks it up. A quick send out to Fleming. He's had a couple of long catches tonight. Gets it to the 22. So it's fourth down and definitely going to go to one of your better formations to try to pick up this first 4th and 5.
Fleming looks dangerous with it every time he touches it. Might see if I can find him again.
This is the 10th play of the drive. And a big one. As the Heights are driving. Clean pocket, Woodruff over the middle and a flag. Easy throw there. Trying to find Chandler, who was taken down. Looked like Whitlow was on the coverage.
It's another look at it. Just trying to find Chandler down the middle. Gets all but tackled. We got pass interference.
Gives Hamilton Heights a first down and closer to striking distance. Trying to tie this game up again. It was a 7-0 start for Triton Central. And the Huskies responded with a touchdown. And then Triton Central scored most recently. Tight package. They'll run it up the middle with a new back in there, the big back.
Landon Hickman.
Landon Hickman, that's right, the junior. A much bigger back.
And that was a lot of line play there because there was a lot of room for Hickman to run. And there has not been for the running backs tonight.
Hickman back there again, going left this time. Just a small hole with a 2-yard pickup, but he has it down to the 2-yard line. Probably see Hickman get it again.
Triton Central's Connor McClure looks like he's shaken up. He exits the field.
A big lead back. Hickman will follow him to the left, takes a tackler with him, and he's into the end zone. So Hamilton Heights, they trailed by 7 early. They trailed by 7 here again and able to respond. A chance to tie it up at 14. Another look.
And it was a really low snap. Great play by Woodruff to go down and get it, but also immediately bring it back up and get it to his running back.
They'll spread the formation before this extra point. Will Duncan, you want to follow a guy into the end zone. I think that's your guy. Duncan creates the hole. Hickman creates the points. The extra point is blocked. And bookmark that at the 3:41 mark of this third quarter. So Triton Central holds on to the lead. It's 14-13.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of Indiana SRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on Indiana SRN. This means more games for you. It's Indiana SRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
A long drive, both by plays and by yards. 12 plays, 84 yards. The Huskies march down the field. 3 straight runs for Landon Hickman, and on the third, he hits pay dirt from 2 yards out, although the extra point blocked. So Triton Central retains the lead. This kickoff from Kavanaugh, pushing them back to the 9. Nowhere to go. Good special teams coverage as the return brings the ball out to the 25. So there's a little bit of that running game we've been looking for. You have to bring in Landon Hickman, though, a much bigger back, a much bigger, package formation, double tight ends in some instances, and they finally are able to see some success in that regard.
Yeah, and there were, on 2 of those 3 plays late in the drive, there were pretty good holes there by the offensive line on the part of Hamilton Heights. A lot of times there's some sort of coaching adjustment behind that. We don't always see or recognize what that adjustment is as a fan. But a lot of times suddenly you can run the ball in the third quarter, and that's not an accident.
First play goes to Brown. He picks up 3. Triton Central in this Hoosier Legends Conference now. A newly formed conference. 2nd and 7, another give to Brown. Picking up some tough yards, another 3-yard gain.
Brown, as we talked about, is a guy that's had a lot of success at even the state level, and he's been mostly shut down tonight. Interesting to watch his body language. He doesn't look too frustrated, and he needs to not be. He needs to be engaged as they prepare for the fourth quarter here. They're going to need him, whether it's through long runs or whether it's just blocking and the threat of doing something from the backfield.
Brown checks out for this one. Cooper Marlin in the backfield as Wilkins reverses course and taken down. Sacked on the play by Hamilton Heights' Drew Duncan, who's done it on both sides of the football. Wilkins started rolling out to his right, couldn't find anybody open over there, and then was met by Duncan in the middle of the field. This will be the 7th punt tonight for Tormolin. The lefty. A good punt, but catching it on the run and all the way down to the 33-yard line. Great return by Justin Tilton. Haven't called his name until tonight, but that puts the Huskies in a real good spot to try and take their first lead of the ball game.
And it could have been worse had it not been a hustle play there by the punt team.
So at the 34, Woodruff back to work. Here's a handoff. It's Getchell. Off tackle towards the left. Close to the 30. Got it to the 31. So a 3-yard gain for Getchell. That's the longest he's had tonight. Has been a couple of 3-yard pickups.
The other thing I'm immediately noticing here is that most of these runs for Hamilton Heights are going to the left so far. So they might like a matchup.
And they put all 3 receivers to that side too. One of them including the 6'6" tight end and Drew Duncan. They'll go to the other side now. Tipped away. Good defense. Cooper Marlin all over the pass to Bechet. We see those familiar colors. We see them on offense for Triton Central. The red that Robertson wears. You have the blue gloves and cleats for Gerganis. Pink for Brown, who's playing in the middle of that field. The secondary. Good stop there that time. So a 3rd down and 7. 4-man rush. Woodruff steps up, will be taken down. A loss of 1. Credit the sack to 2 guys that time. One of them being Braden Lathrop.
See if we can get another playoff before the quarter ends. It's not looking promising.
We will head to the 4th. The Huskies have a 4th down upcoming, trying to take the lead for the first time, but they trail 14-13 at the hands of the Tigers on Indiana SRN.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Indiana SRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Just 12 minutes left to decide this one. Triton Central, a 14-13 lead. Hamilton Heights, the only team to score in that 3rd quarter. They missed the extra point and now have a 4th down here, looking to extend the drive and possibly take the lead. Woodruff to his left. Sideline, overshoots everybody. Too strong of a throw over the head of his intended target, being DeStefano. So a turnover on downs, but a situation, though, still, I think no matter the yardage in your position, I think you go for it on that 4th down.
Absolutely, yes.
Triton Central will now start with the football at the 33. This 4th quarter brought to you by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar of the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to those in need. You can call them at 317-686-6239. First play to Brown, nowhere to go, maybe a yard.
It was Will Duncan again who got in there. You've mentioned his name a few times.
Triton Central had 2 possessions in that third quarter. They did not attempt a pass. It was 3 and outs both times. Trying to get that run game going with Braden Brown, who just had his 13th carry. Now they'll do a little pitch with Robertson and jet motion, and that play will work. Robertson's down the sideline. Robertson has one man to beat. No one's going to catch him. There he goes, Zeke Robertson. Boy, is that man fast. Extends the lead again for Triton Central.
Mentioned this play earlier. You just tap it forward. It's a forward pass, so it's technically a touchdown pass, though it functions much more like a run play.
It'll go down as a 64-yard touchdown pass, but all 64 of those yards to Zeke Robertson. That puts him over the century mark, and more importantly, gives Triton Central, for the moment, a 7-point lead. They could make it 8. Vermolen's kick is up. Plenty leg right through the uprights. In the blink of an eye, Triton Central leads it now 21-13.
Risk work, we're Team Indiana through and through. From coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at Indiana SRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business, your auto, your home, and your farm as much as you do. Local insurance, local agents, here for you. Now that's what we call teamwork.
We had just mentioned that Wilkins didn't have a pass attempt in that third quarter. Their first 2 drives of the second half. Well, on the third drive, it's just a little tap pass right in front of your speedster, Zeke Robertson. It goes for 64 yards. Of the 162 yards that Wilkins has, 128 of them belong to Zeke Robertson. Vermolen's kick is away, all the way down to the 5. A nice return here, bouncing it towards the outside after starting in the middle is Bechet, and he brings it out to the 36-yard line. We mentioned Robertson a couple of times in that first half, but now we're really seeing that when he has the ball in his hands in space, he is dynamic. Big drive here upcoming for Hamilton Heights.
It's been the kind of football game where every time you think you know kind of the direction of the game, something turns, and Hamilton Heights needs something here.
Low snap again to Woodruff. Pumps once. And now on the second time, nearly intercepted. He overshot Cam Fleming and almost picking it off. A couple guys in the area, including Whitlow and Gerganis.
Easy to overthrow in that situation. He's rolling to his left. You don't get that shoulder pointed. You don't get that foot down on the ground. And the ball just sails.
So here comes Hamilton Heights again. Woodruff, much quicker pass this time, and immediately going downfield, and looked like it was in the hands of Fleming. 2 looks at him in a row, but 2 incompletions.
I like the shot, though.
Fleming is not your biggest guy by any means. He's 6 foot. Great athlete, though, and leads the team tonight in catches, as he did in week 1. 4 tonight so far for 60. 3rd down here. Woodruff having to shake one defender. Now a throw down the sideline. Not a lot of room to work with. Great coverage on the play by who else but Zeke Robertson. A blanket on the much bigger Drew Duncan, too. The initial pressure, too, by Seth Richardson of Triton Central. He was able to get to Woodruff and force him to throw along that Triton Central sideline. 7th punt as a team for Hamilton Heights. This is the 2nd one, and not a good one from Cooper Kraft.
2nd time tonight they've had trouble with the snap. He was lucky to get that kick off. That one was high. The one earlier was low.
This drive will begin at the 43 as the referee does mark it at that spot. Neither team, though, able to take a 2-score lead. Triton Central has been the one to lead this entire game ever since they first scored in that 2nd quarter. 9-yard touchdown run for Braden Brown. Brown not out there to start this drive. Instead, it'll be Bo West, who lines up on the right side of Wilkins. Tigers fake the pitch to Robertson this time. Wilkins forced to step up. Now working towards his right, looking downfield, and nearly intercepted. I don't know if he ever saw Bechet, who was just lurking right there. He got one hand on it, couldn't get 2.
Everything about that play just looked dangerous in the wrong way. Took a long time to develop just because of the initial fake. And then if there had been more of a pass rush, that would have been a disaster.
Yeah, decent play design, I think. Just Wilkins didn't have much time to look downfield after he faked the little shovel to Robertson. Robertson will stay on the left side this time, and they will give it to Bo West. A nice crease. There he goes. Across the 45 into Hamilton Heights territory, down to the 43.
That's the thing about those plays like that, you know, I don't know if we're going to call that a shovel pass, whatever it is, kind of a shovel pass, jet sweep combination, because then you can scheme other stuff off it. You get them expecting that kind of play. You send the same kind of motion, and then you run a counter or the play action, which we just saw. Good offensive coordinators are always setting up for later in the game.
New set of downs. They'll go left again with West. Shakes one guy, got rid of the second guy too, to the 35-yard line. Good couple of runs back-to-back for Bo West. This time he picks up 8. West, a senior, letting Braden Brown get a breather for the moment, but Brown is now back out there. It's a nice guy to have come in, especially with Brown playing both ways. And he will get the touch this time. Following a pulling guard for a short gain, but looks to be enough for a first down. It's going to be close. They're not going to give it to him, just inches away.
You mentioned how few times Triton Central threw the ball in that third quarter. Starting to notice Hamilton Heights kind of cheating a little bit on that run game, and that might be why that long touchdown was able to be sprung free.
Also working this play clock too. High snap, but gathered in by Wilkins, and Brown shoots through the hole to the 20-yard line. Needed one, but got a lot of extra yards. And another first down for Triton Central. They are rolling on this drive and threatening to score again.
And again, same thing. You had 8 in the box there for Hamilton Heights by the time that play started. And then you just need the slightest crease, and it's off to the races.
Brown's 15th carry.
Look at these linebackers creeping. Look at the strong safety creeping.
Everybody's creeping. Braden Brown gets beyond the first level of defense and taken down, forced out at the 5.
I've heard college coaches talk about if you can run the ball late in the game when everyone knows that you're going to run the ball, very good things happen. And that's what Triton Central's doing right now.
You can tell Brown is tired, but he also is getting some motivation from one of his linemen who's created some big holes. This drive really belongs to them. Kellen Dishman, who's at the left tackle position. Could see Brown again. 1st and goal. Play clock all the way down to 3. Tigers letting it roll. Brown rolling into the end zone. Lowers his head and makes it a 2-score game. His 2nd touchdown of the night.
Nothing that unusual about this design. Blocking straight up. Handoff left side. Just winning the battles one-on-one.
Could that be the exclamation point? Triton Central now more than doubling up the number of points they put up in week 1. The extra point up and good by Tormolin. It's now 28-13. Triton Central feeling a lot better with 7:52 left to go in this one.
This is Lifewise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours. So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple. Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
The Tigers of Triton Central liking their chances of starting this season 2-0 after that touchdown drive. They go 6 plays, 57 yards, a lot of runs by Braden Brown, the All-State back. He picks up his 2nd touchdown of the evening after scoring from 5 yards out. And now the kick to the Huskies, who have to work quickly. Knee almost down, but picked up by Fleming. Fleming making a decent return out of it over to the 27-yard line. This 4th quarter brought to you by Lifewise Academy. Their programs support educators and communities by improving student outcomes. With Lifewise Academy, your community can bring biblical values back into the classroom. Call their number 614-367-5767 Also, Morales Group Staffing, in business to create a better future for you, your family, and the community that we share. Their number, 317-472-7600. All right, the Huskies, this drive. 7:45 to start. They trail by 2 scores for the first time. Woodruff moving towards his left, and it's off the hands of Fleming.
That one hurts because Fleming's been a dangerous player down the field, and he had room to run there.
There's been a couple of those passes off the hands of receivers, too, and that's now 5 straight incompletions from Woodruff. Fleming will be near side, next to Duncan, who moves up on the line of scrimmage, and Fleming, the man in motion. It's a give with Flanagan. Flanagan has 4 on the carry, but it brings up a 3rd down and 6. Three receivers to the right. Woodruff will roll that way. Has some space, has time with the throw, and again, it's just off the mark. Couldn't connect with Andre Chandler.
Chandler's hurt. And that one was on Woodruff because Chandler was wide open.
We'll see if Chandler immediately, not sure what he was grabbing at, but immediately injured as the whistle blew on that play. So Hamilton Heights will have 4th and 6 upcoming. We'll be back.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Countdown 3, 2, 1.
So there's Chandler walking towards the sideline. Looked like he was grabbing at his wrist, forearm, something in that area. Chandler, who had 3 catches for 34 yards last week, without a catch tonight.
But has made an impact on defense, as we've talked about. So an important player.
It will be the punt team. Kraft back out there. A much better punt this time. We'll take a bounce. That only gives the Huskies another 2 yards on the roll. So now you need a quick 3 and out, and you need to try to get the ball back if you're Hamilton Heights, because Triton Central, on their last 2 drives in this fourth quarter, have scored. The 64-yard little pitch and catch and the run, the takeoff by Zeke Robertson, and then that last drive, finding that run game, finding momentum there with Braden Brown.
I'm a little bit surprised they punted there. Obviously, they're deep in their own territory. They're down every bit of 2 scores. It's, they have 6 yards to go. They had 2 pass plays in a row that could have easily been first downs.
Probably see a heavy dose of Braden Brown again. They'll give it to him. Started left, then back in between the hashes, taken down at the 45. Check that, the 40.
Mentioned that Hamilton Heights was trying to run to the left. Triton Central might be too. Those are the kinds of things that they're watching up in the booth early in the game. Is there a matchup that we can exploit?
Brown checks out. New tailback is Marlin. Marlin running hard to try to reach the 45. He's just a yard short. It's a 4-yard gain. So here comes 3rd down and 3. Triton Central just trying to wind down that clock. Each team has all 3 of their timeouts. After throwing the football 15 times in that first half, Wilkins has only had 2 pass attempts in the second half. Not going to throw it here, going to pitch it out. Marlin has some space, runs over a guy to reach the 50. Plenty enough for a first down. They'll start rolling the clock now. Closing in on the 5-minute mark. Now Bo West will check into the game. It's become this 3-man tandem of West, but this time he goes backwards. Taking down from behind. Quickly shedding his man was Will Duncan.
And if you're Triton Central, the outcome of that play doesn't matter very much. You're perfectly comfortable losing yardage 3 plays in a row and punting it here, as long as you're working some of that clock. I don't think we'll see any sort of attempted pass, even if it's 3rd down and 15.
And if anything, maybe they go back to a guy like Zeke Robertson with that jet motion stuff, but they will pass it.
Well, I was wrong.
Wilkins, you can't afford it. He stays up. He's all the way back at the 23 and got it back to the original line of scrimmage with that throw. We were wrong. We were big wrong.
Yeah. We were wrong about what would happen.
Could have been a lot worse. Could have been taken down for a 20-yard loss on a sack. They'll bring Brown back out, and they just might pass it again here. We'll see.
I don't think they will throw it again.
They hurry up to the line, and now a timeout called by Coach Abel of Triton Central. We'll keep things here as we get a good look into this huddle, this Triton Central offense. There's coach out there talking to the offense, is trying to go through this 3rd down and 15 play.
See, he's still coaching. This game isn't over for him.
The final 3:56 on the clock. Thanks for joining us on Indiana SRN. This broadcast brought to you by Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else? If you're looking for fresh, amazing food and servers who truly care about your experience, you've got to try Aspen Creek Grill. Also, if you'd like to become a sponsor on Indiana SRN and support high school and college athletics across Indiana while putting your business in front of thousands of loyal viewers each week, you can contact Coach at IndianaSRN.org. All right, 3rd and 15. Out of the timeout. Wilkins will look to throw. And going deep. Down to Robertson, but overshoots him. Had a step. Had his man all the way down to the 15-yard line. May have gotten it a catch and run. Could have had it inside the 10. But an incomplete pass, and Triton Central will punt it away.
And I suppose the thinking there is you're trying to keep your group aggressive, trying to send a message. This game isn't over. I think mostly I'll stick with my initial observation, and if I were calling the plays, they would run it 3 times in a row and then punted.
This punt fielded at the 15. Another good one sent away by Tormolin.
The other thing is you feel good about your defense at this stage.
I haven't said this in a while. Just a sideline warning. This one against Triton Central. Each team has been assessed one of those. Not too many penalties in this game. 5 on the side of Triton Central, 3 committed by Hamilton Heights. So it's been mostly a clean game and not too many pre-snap penalties either. You tend to see those a lot in the early weeks of action. All 3 timeouts for the Huskies, but just 3:42 to work with. They start at the 26. Woodruff looking right. Now brings things back to his left, still trying to throw the ball down the field, which he does. It would have been a first down if completed to Chandler, but it's off of his chest.
You mentioned it earlier, but Woodruff has had several dropped balls down the field tonight. He's got to get some more help from his playmakers.
And that's now 7 straight incomplete passes. 2nd and 10. Immediately moving to his left and a high pass, keeping his feet in bounds. Nice catch by Cam Fleming. Fleming had been quiet until that one. Went a long while without a catch. That one goes for 11, so first down and 10. Ball spotted at the 38. Woodruff forced to step up. This time he'll tuck it and run. Hasn't done a whole lot of that tonight. Just the 1 yard, but more importantly, the clock is still rolling. Woodruff did not get out of bounds. Taking a long time to get this set up, although now the Triton Central defense is... Something's going on with Connor McClure. They're going to make him step off. So as McClure gets off, Woodruff deep down the field, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cooper Marlin of the Tigers. Woodruff trying to hit Bechet, and he underthrew it by a yard or two.
Here's another look at it. Bechet had a couple steps. He was open. The ball's underthrown. Nice play defensively to locate the football first and foremost and then go up and get it.
So that's how that drive will end. Hamilton Heights, since their last touchdown drive, which was the 3 consecutive runs for Hickman. He scored in the third quarter on a 12-play drive. It's been a turnover on downs, 2 punts, and an interception in this fourth quarter. Here come the Tigers. They'll go with West. Runs to the sideline, close to a first down. But an injured player for the Tigers will stop the clock at 3:03. Looks like, can't tell if it's a lineman. It is. Or no, it wasn't. Traven Dunbar looked to be hurt, was on the turf for a second, but able to run off under his own power. Clock starts to wind again. Another touch pass to Robertson. This time the Huskies able to sniff it out. Robertson kept at a minimal gain. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Hamilton Heights, meanwhile, calls a timeout to stop the clock at 2:38. So it's looking to be too little too late unless the Huskies can force a turnover, and that's probably the discussion here. When you're going after the football, punch at it, try to put your head, your helmet right on that football, force a turnover, set us up for a quick score. That's what you're working towards, hoping for. But Triton Central has not turned the ball over tonight. They have kept things well in check. Just initially was just trying to find a groove offensively, starting the game with 3 straight punts before Brown found the end zone first. That run game has really been strong in the second half.
And with 3rd and 3 here, this is going to be a play that Triton Central is actually absolutely trying to pick up the first down. And so if you are trying to force a turnover, you could do worse than a play like this one.
Marlin is the tailback. They bring Robertson in motion. Fake that pitch to him again. Wilkins over the middle of the field, and it's caught in between 2 defenders. Snuck it through the smallest of windows to Henry Kemper. Kemper's had a quiet night. His second catch all the way down to the 38-yard line.
Here's another look at it. Just looking straight down the middle of the field, little seam route, and it's Kemper who fights his way to the ball. He wasn't particularly open. But that is the receiver's job, to go get it.
28-yard completion. And now the Tigers, with that new set of downs, like you said, they can try to wind clock. Hamilton Heights, though, they will use their second timeout. They have 1 more remaining following the give to Bo West.
I remain surprised at some of the aggressiveness by Triton Central late in the game, but I will say this. In the first half, they really relied heavily on the passing game. That third quarter, they really slowed down in the passing game. And then in the fourth quarter, they were really starting to establish the run. And then all of a sudden, when you expect them to just try to run the game out, they start launching it down the field again. So at the very least, if you're a team that's in the stands or watching film and you're playing Triton Central in upcoming weeks, it is a little bit difficult to figure out what are they going to be doing in a particular stretch of the game.
Triton Central's next game, they will be on the road at Tri-West, and that is a conference game. And the Hoosier Legends, Tri-West, taking on Brebeuf tonight. They started the season 1-0. As for Hamilton Heights, they will be at home to take on Tippecanoe Valley next week when we enter the month of September. Still can't believe that ball made it through that window.
Throw it again.
Kemper, and they're going to throw again. Yeah, Wilkins with some space, and there's Robertson, a sliding catch at the 13. Tigers kind of having their way, doing what they want offensively. Robertson with his 8th catch tonight. And there's Wilkins again, too. Pretty good outside the pocket. He's made a lot of good throws while moving either way, to his left, to his right, but keeping his eyes downfield.
And stepping up in the pocket, and there he does it again.
This time working left.
Oh, boy.
Pushes the defender down. He nearly went down for a sack, and will toss it out of the back of the end zone. But that last completion, too, also puts Wilkins over the 200-yard passing mark. And Zeke Robertson now with 153 yards receiving unofficially. You think they'll throw it here? You think they might want to score again?
I'm done guessing. I'm done guessing.
Well, they're going to take their time with this play call, too. They may end up not sure what the play clock is at. But they may end up burning a timeout here. And that is what they'll do. Second timeout called by the Tigers. They're on their way to their second win in as many games in this 2025 season. Didn't talk much about what they did last year, finishing 9-3, lost in the sectional championship game to LaPel, whom Hamilton Heights opened up the season with. Before that, 2023 sectional champions, 11-2. And we talked about it in the pregame, just how good they've been since 2017 under head coach Tim Abel. 5 sectional championships. 1 regional win as well. Coach Abel in his 13th year, 111 wins.
It's the 8th winningest head coach among active ones across the state. And, you know, from 3.5 plus quarters of work that we've seen, I could certainly see why this would be a team that could compete at those stages of the playoffs later this season. They're very disciplined. They don't make very many mistakes.
Not too many penalties. Talked about that. An offensive line that Coach Abel would say deserves a lot more credit and more recognition than maybe what they get.
They're playing a bigger school tonight, and they're going to win going away here. This has been a close football game, but less so in the fourth quarter. And that speaks to the character of your team. It also speaks to some of the coaching that's been done on the sideline.
Tigers will take the snap. Another give to Marlin. And under 40 seconds. No need to run another play unless Hamilton Heights chooses to use their final timeout. Tigers are already walking off the field, as are the Huskies. The final 15 will wind down to 0, and Triton Central will move to 2-0 on the season. It took them a little while to find some momentum offensively. The fourth quarter, they dominated the run game. They started to establish with guys like Braden Brown, Bo West, and Cooper Marlin. And they pick up the victory tonight on their home field, 28-13 over the Huskies of Hamilton Heights, who fall to 0-2. Your final thoughts, Chris Schumerth. It was, like we said, a game that you said how disciplined this Triton Central team is, well coached, and as the game went on, they just seemed to get better.
Yeah, in every phase. I think, you feel really good if you're Triton Central in where you're at right now, 2-0, and they've had to earn those victories. They weren't blowouts. There were teams they had to take seriously. They had to find some creative ways to win these games.
Real quick, some final numbers for the winners. Triton Central, 215 passing yards tonight for Matthew Wilkins, 66 yards on the ground for Braden Brown, and Zeke Robertson had himself a night, 8 catches for 153 yards. For our cameramen tonight, Mitchell Adams and John Lester, and our producer, Greg Smith, as well as my partner, Chris Schumerth, I'm Jarrett Lewis saying so long for now. More football on Indiana SRN Week 3 next week coming up. Make sure you tune in for that. So long, everybody.